it's Stephanie with Steps on a Budget, and we're going to take a look at our April debt update. So let's see what kind of difference we made between March and 8th. If you watched my March debt update, you're going to know we paid off a significant amount of our debt due to a work bonus, so that was great. And this month obviously is going to look like it has slowed down significantly. So not as exciting as last month, but I do think we still made some good progress. So we're going to take a look at the official numbers today. So today is technically, what is today? It's May 4th. So even though we're a few days into May, the way that I do my pay period like schedule, I know I've talked about this before, so I'll just kind of briefly flip back so we can look at it again together. I budget by paycheck, not by month, because I'm not paid that way. So I tend to break down my paydays into a month that fits for us. So, you know, the dates on my months aren't like the 1st through the 31st or whatever the month might be. So for April, we're actually looking at 3 paychecks between March 24th and today. Is the last day of our 3rd paycheck. And then tomorrow is May 5th, and that will kick off our official like May month for our budget. So I know that can be a little confusing, but it's just what works for us. And it keeps the kind of numbers sane in my head. So one thing I thought was pretty exciting is just looking at my list compared to you know, my March debt update. Let me flip back to that, is significantly less because we paid off quite a few debts, which is great. So anywho, let's jump on in and see what you know, April Prospers has brought us. So our number one debt priority for April switched over to our Apple Card. This could have been better. I like to be transparent with you guys. We did do some spending on this card, unfortunately. You know, so I feel like this balance could have been a little bit better. But, you know, we're always, you know, we're never perfect. We're just striving for progress, and each day we can just be a little bit better than the day before, right? So I'm not going to beat myself up too much about it, but for, normally I would put like my total payments. I've gotten a few comments like you should probably start tracking your interest so you know how much you're losing to interest. I think in my mind, I have a pretty good idea of what that looks like. And I think that'll be significantly easier now too, that we have less debts. But I just, this is what works for me. And, you know, so I certainly don't want to overcomplicate things, and, because then I don't know, I worry that if I'm trying to do too much with it, I'll just ignore it because it's just not worth the hassle. So I'm just trying to keep it simple. This paper that you see here is a printout from the Budget Moms workbook. This is what I use to track. So on this side, I always track, you know, our current debts and our payments, and then our official numbers. And then on this side, I track just with the liabilities. And so over here, I'll just list the numbers that'll take us into May. So I always know what my starting balance is here for the following month. But all right, let's jump on it. So our Apple Card, we were able to pay off $584.67 on our Apple Card. So not great, but pretty good. I'm gonna zoom y'all in because I know you probably can't see that. And I'll try to move the book around here. So our next credit card, we did a balance transfer on in March, but when I started my April budget, it hadn't officially like transferred over yet. This one took a little while. So in the start of April, we did still start with this balance of $3,107.99. Our minimum payment was $62, and I did make that payment of $62. And then like the very next day after I paid that, the balance transferred. So I ended up getting, the bank automatically gave me a refund back to my account for that. So in total, we actually paid 99 cents, and then the rest balance transferred to the new Citi card. So that one was a little funny. But so now we no longer have a balance on that card. It was one of the two that we chose to do a balance transfer on, which I was really hesitant about because I'm not a big fan of moving debts around. I'd rather just, you know, put in the work and get them paid, so I'm not opening more cards and then running up old ones, and then now I have twice as much debt, that sort of thing. So, but I am very happy with my decision. I'm glad that we did it, and you know, we're only a month in, but so far I already see that this is going to help us tremendously. So our next one was the Citi Card 2 that we opened, and so we started April with a balance of $1,064.45, which was a balance transfer from another credit card. So we transferred a Bank of America and then this other credit card to this Citi card. So the one had hit and the other one hadn't. This has a 0% interest promotion for 22 months. So I'm confident that we're going to be able to pay off this balance. Now this part's going to seem kind of weird when we look at the beginning of this balance to the May start. Obviously it's going to jump up quite a bit because this balance is moving to that card, right? So for the Citi card in April, we made no payments to that because a statement had not come out yet. I just actually barely got the statement a couple of days ago for these two new cards. So nothing was paid to that. Our next one was a Discover card that we opened that we also did a balance transfer on. So we took our large Citi card, our first Citi card that had a large balance on it, and we did a balance transfer to Discover just to kind of help ease some of the interest that we were paying towards that. So again, I am happy that we decided to do what we did. Now, these two cards, they opened with a fairly large balance, which kind of was intimidating. So they are locked away. They are not stored in any phones or apps or anything like that for purchases to be made on. They will never be used other than to just suffice for these balance transfers, and then they'll get paid off. So that's good. So I'm not worried that we're going to find ourselves in trouble with these because we don't really have access to them, if that makes sense. So we started with $86.50. We only balance transferred about 84 and some odd dollars. Obviously, when you do a balance transfer, there's always like a 3% fee. The fee can vary per card, but we obviously had a balance transfer fee on both these cards, so the balance is a little bit higher than what we transferred. But again, the fee for this is like a month and a half of interest alone, so well worth it in my opinion. I'm not worried about that. But so that was the full balance transfer with the fee, and I finally have a new statement with the payment amount, and that payment amount is going to be $173 starting in May. And I'll just pop this one in here. This minimum payment on the Citi card will be $43 starting in May. So the Discover card, we made no payments because we just didn't have a statement yet. So we'll kick it off in May. Our student loan is obviously still in deferment, so we are not making a payment to the loan. Okay, our truck is pretty unique because of that month setup. So we actually made two payments for our month of April, if you will, to our truck. So this amount looks pretty weird, right? Our minimum payment is a little bit less than this. We do throw a little bit extra at principal each month. And so in total for our month of April, we paid a double payment, which is, what did we end up paying? We ended up paying, let me scooch, we paid $2,025.60 towards our vehicle. I had every intention of taking my, words are hard this morning, you guys. I had every intention of taking my paycheck that I get for like mileage reimbursement through my employer and putting it towards the principal of the vehicle. And we were not able to do that. We had a lot of unexpected house expenses that came up for us in April, which is why our debt payments were so low. And if you watched my budget with me that I posted for our first paycheck in May, you'll have heard me talk about that we're going to significantly slow down on our debt payoff. It's still our priority. However, there are just some things in savings that we need to really focus on based on the nature of the year for us. I'd rather shift the focus a little bit so that we have the extra funds to have the money for the things that we know are going to happen regardless and still make a little bit towards debt. I just want to do everything possible to avoid getting into more debt when we've been working so hard to get out of it, right? So debt payment's going to slow down, unfortunately, but once we get through the summer, we'll pick back up again. But we had a couple of really unexpected house expenses that were not cheap because anything with a house is never cheap. And so we had to take that money that was designated towards the principal and we put it towards some tree maintenance that we significantly needed. So yeah, so I wish that could have been better, but it's all good. We just, we do what we can, right? Life surprises us in many ways. Okay. And then our mortgage, again, another weird thing. We're going to have 2 mortgage payments technically in our month of April, even though obviously we paid our mortgage in April and we paid our mortgage in May. What's happening is my May month is not starting until the 5th, right? But my mortgage is due by the 1st. So that's already been paid. So for our mortgage, our minimum payments like $22.94 or something. We always just round it up and throw a little bit at the principal. So technically we've made 2 mortgage payments, which is $4,600 in our April budget went towards our mortgage. So, and this always throws me off because I like to track it, but I don't count it in my big debt number right now. We're a long ways away from paying off our mortgage. We just moved into our house 2 years ago. So, but I'm always finding myself like, why didn't my number go down when I paid so much towards debt? And it's because I've always added this number in there, even though this number is not added into this number. And that's always thrown me off. So this whole year I've been thinking, man, I'm losing like, thousands of dollars, and really I'm not. I would count all of these month payments, including my $2,300 mortgage payment that didn't knock down this number. So it was a little defeating, but I finally realized that's what I was doing, and it was like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. So, okay, so you can see right off the bat, not a lot of change here in the debt department. I always like to go ahead and add up what we put towards debt in total here, and then I'll just remember, don't count the 4,600, Stephanie. So we've got $584.67, 99 cents, 20.25.60, and the 4,600. So in total, we put $7,211 towards our debt for our April month. Obviously, if we take out that mortgage, we're really looking more at $2,611.26. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Took me a while to wrap my head around it, but that, let me add that back in. Whoops, what'd I do? I don't know. Bear with me. Let me just pop these numbers back in here, y'all. 20, 25, 60. Okay, 7211 and 26. 7211 and 26 are my total payments. Great. Okay, so let's shift on down to the bottom part here. Actually, what I'll do is let me move us over here to our starting balances for May, because that is the number of our new month total that we'll need to pop in on this other side. So our Apple Card is starting in May with a balance of $1,405.18. Okay. This credit card is at a 0 because it's the balance transfer. Okay, now here's where we're gonna have that big difference. The city started at 1,064, and in May it's going to actually start at $4,296.51 because this balance finally transferred plus the fee. So that's where we're starting. The Discover is no change, so that's still the $8,650. Same with the student loan, no change there, so $6,998 for that. Our truck, we are starting May at $64.37.56. And I get so many comments about this vehicle and the astronomical price that it has. I get it, you guys. I totally get it. But so many comments, so many questions, and most of them are all the same, and that just consists of get rid of it. I do plan to kind of maybe do like a separate video, just talking about this. I thought it'd be kind of cool to just chat with you all about why we have this, what it's about, how we got here, and why we really have no intention of changing it. So I don't know if that's something you guys would be interested, but I thought maybe that'd be kind of a video that I could work on sometime in May for you guys. But yeah, so kind of keep an eye out for that. I think I'm going to do that, and hopefully that'll answer some questions and kind of give you the perspective from our end on this vehicle. So okay, next up is our mortgage. Again, this isn't counted in our big number, but obviously, yes, we realize it's part of our debt picture. It's just not a priority. I have to chunk this stuff down in swallowable measures, right, guys? I heard Marlene over at Snow Gardener 307 just the other day on a video say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So here we are, one bite at a time. I like to break it down by my credit card, my consumer, and then adding the mortgage on that. If I looked at this debt picture with this giant mortgage every month, that would be so depressing. So for now, I'm ignoring it in a way, if you will. And when we kind of get to where our mortgage is the focus, I hope that's sometime soon, then we'll kind of add that number in. But our mortgage is now at $335,719.85. So $335,719.85. So there's a look at our new number. So in order to get our May month total, we're going to want to add this up. So let's see what we're working with. Okay, so our new total is $85,337.75. And I'm just going to real quick double check my math, y'all. Okay, perfect. All right, so then we're going to take that number and let me pull this off the discs and so I can scoot this up. So the beginning of April, we started our debt with $87,373.91. So to see what our monthly progress was, now we need the May starting total, which we have at $85,337.75. So let's see what that difference is there. Okay. Okay, so we have a difference of $2,036.16. So not too bad. So we're going to write that number here. So minus $2,036.16. And then if we look at our beginning of 2023, we started with $93,312.44. So let's take that big number minus this month's total, $85,337.71. So far in 2023, we have paid off $7,974.73, almost $8,000. That's amazing. So we're going to carry over this month's total again to this side. So it's that same $85,337.71, and now we're negative $7,974.73. So yay, that is awesome. So not a big month, probably actually our least progressive month of the year, if I went back and looked at it. But that's okay. At least it's forward movement, right? So not too bad. So there's a look at the numbers. Let's switch over to kind of our different debt forms, if you will. So I'm going to bring you back out, and I'm going to get this book out of our way, and I'm going to bring over the other one. And this is where the fun in debt tracking comes in. So, all right, I missed this one last time. I was pretty sad about it. So this was our January 2023 look. You could see all of our debts there. Our credit card debt was $20,230. So this is how I like to break it up, right? And then this was all of our debt without our mortgage. So that included like loans and vehicles. And then this was our big debt number with our mortgage. So you can see how much easier that is to look at. So I do one of these once a quarter. So I updated it for April. Much better. So just from January to April, we went from 20,000 to 15,000 in, credit card debt alone, which is great. So this is the one I forgot to do with you guys last time. So in March, you could see we were able to put $4,703 to our debt because of that bonus, which is great. And this month, well, actually, here I am thinking this was our least progressive month by far, but when you look at this, that's not true, right? Because in February, we were at 530, almost 700 in January, and we're at 2,000 this month, so that's pretty good. Although there is an extra kind of check in there technically too, right? So we do have to look at it that way. Okay, let me grab green, which probably won't show for you guys. So, so let's fill this out. So our balance in April started at, let me zoom you back in, the 87,373.91, and we paid off $2,036.16. I know that's probably hard for you to see, so I'll bring that up a little bit. So that was our April pay. So then we're going to jump over to May, and this is just a debt tracker that I made with just a blank piece of paper and stickers. So if you're wondering where this one came from, I made this one. Let's shoot over to blue, and our May balance is now $85,337.71. So a lot of different trackers, kind of just with the same numbers, but I really like doing these sorts of things. Just kind of keeps it fun. So yay, love seeing that. That's awesome. Okay. Our next tracker is our snowball check-in. I'm going to skip this paper. I think this is the one that was confusing people because I add in spending and that was confusing folks on what was actually going towards debt. I'm still going to continue to track that for my own benefit, but we'll look at this one together. So February 24th, our balance started at $3,283 on this card. And unfortunately, you missed this is where I was coloring and my phone died and I didn't get my video at all. So that was interesting. So we'll take the 3283 minus May's starting balance of 1405. And so we've paid off $1,877 so far since February 24th on this card, which is awesome. And each card is worth $110. So we were able to have 17 cards total. We already had 11, so I colored in 6 more, and I've already done that. There's 30 on here, and we have 13 left, so we're just a little bit more than halfway, you guys, so exciting. Our goal payoff on this one is June 30th. Like I said, we're going to slow down probably throughout the summer on debt, but I'm still hoping we can keep that goal on this card at least, so fingers crossed. Okay, and then you probably remember these from last time, but we've got the snowball check-in and the coloring for the Discover when we start paying that in May, and same for the city. So when we do our May debt update, we'll be able to put a little bit of, debt progress to these, hopefully. Okay, this little guy is, oh, and in case I failed to mention, this form is from Snow Gardener 307. You can check out her Etsy shop. And then again, I just decorate it with my stickers. And this form is from the Budget Mom, her free resource library. You can find this little coloring tracker. This next coloring tracker is from Debt Free Charts. So this one is tracking my credit card payoff. So let's do this one together. And we'll see where we're at. So 5927 divided by the 203. 29 leaves. 29 leaves. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we get to coloring 2. So not that great, but hey, progress is progress. So red, orange, yellow, green. We are on green because we're just going rainbow with this bad boy. Okay, this is the marker that I'm using. This is my green. I don't think I'm gonna like this green. It's not bad. It's not bad. And we're only coloring in 2, so good gracious. Let's do this. I'll kind of speed you up while I'm coloring, y'all. Okie dokie. Yay, 2 more. 2 more colored in for the month of April. Yay us. Okay. And then this last one is a Budget Mom free resource print off, and this is just another coloring tracker tracking our total debt. So we started at 93,312 minus our 85,337 that we're at now, gives us a difference of 7,974. We're going to divide that by each star is worth $933. So we should have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can color in 2 more. Wow, you guys, 2 more. That's great, because it took me 2 months just to get to 1 star. So yay. Okay. And I don't remember what the heck I colored this with. Let's just go with this one. So we'll color in 2 more of these guys. And I'll speed you up. This obviously was not the one. Okay. Yay. So there is a look at that one, our total debt tracker. And last but not least, I went ahead and made one for our truck loan, and we can finally color in 1 line. So let's do it. Yellow, why not? We'll use this fatter tip so it goes a lot quicker. All right, there it is. That's our last tracker. So that is a look at our April debt update, you guys. Thanks so much for joining me. Sorry, this one was a bit of a hot mess. But if you made it this far, thanks so much for watching to the end of the video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to have you join, and we'll see you in the next one, guys. Have a great week. Bye.